Hi, I'm Rebecca Rand, and it's time to get frothing. I reached out to Maestri House to sponsor this video, and I'm so glad they did because I love their milk frother. You might know me as the coffee addict that I am. Coffee Addicts Anonymous. Well, not really, because I fully admit it. But in my case, it's the milk that's got to be right. I can have really great espresso. In fact, I made some today, but unless the milk is just right, it's just not the same experience. I am a latte girl through and through. When I saw Maestri House's electric milk frother with all the things it can do, I realized this is what I truly love. It really is all about the milk. The Maestri House electric milk frother came to my door, and this is what the packaging looked like. It's a beautiful box. I'm going to turn the box around so you can see all the different sides to it. It is so attractive, it's great for gifts. I opened the box up and you could see it was packaged really well. And I put everything out on my counter so you could see what it looked like. This is everything I got. A lot of attachments. There was the frother, there was the whisk holder, the whisk disc, the whisk spring. It had a whole set of whisks, including the dome whisk. The carafe is made out of stainless steel. It's really solid. So I unwrapped them. You can see the milk jug. That's stainless steel. It has a jug lid, and that's BPA-free plastic, and the jug handle. And that handle isn't going to get hot. It's made of materials that aren't going to burn you, even though the milk jug could get hot. So you have the whisk disc, and that's the piece at the base, the whisk spring that goes onto that piece, and the whisk cover. And the whisk holder is that long steel rod. The Maestri House milk frother will spin really fast, and that's how it froths your milk. And that's what it looks like all set up. It's beautiful. What a great design. It also comes with a little sponge and a handle on it. So if you really want to scrub, you can. I didn't need to because I always clean it when it's wet. But in case you forget, you have the scrubby. It also came with an instruction manual, and in that were a bunch of recipes. I'm going to start with my latte. I pre-made my espresso, so it wouldn't slow me down. So I can get right to the good stuff, which is the latte milk. I'm using fresh cold milk, and it's important that you start with cold milk every time. I'm going to pour it into my Maestri House electric milk frother. And I'm going to pour it in the second line, and that's the max for maximum frothing. You can only put milk in there because it's going to froth it all the way up. So Elsa, please may I have some milk? So power her up and hit the temperature. That's a little temperature control. I want it the hottest degrees, and I'll tell you why. That would be 160. They're all preset because I want it super hot. Now for my latte, I want the highest froth, so that's over here. So we press that to have it right to that one because I want the most of it, and it's go time. Go! And let me show you the process. In no time at all, it is swirling and it is making your froth. And it's also at the same time heating this up. I want it to 160 degrees because by the time I pour it in my cup, it's going to lose some of that heat. I like a really hot latte. I really like my lattes at exactly 144 degrees, but that's a whole nother video another time later. But starting at 160 gets it to my tasting and drinking at about 140, all said and done. I'm going to show you that in speeded up time. It only takes about 2 minutes to get it exactly where I want it. And when you make it at home, of course, you're going to have the lid on it. And that helps it heat it up faster because it's going to retain the heat. Look at that. So in goes your hot espresso. I do about 1/3 of a cup. Personally, I like a little bit of raw sugar in it. And now comes that froth milk. Look at that foam. That's how I love it. Woo! Look at that thick foam. That is the best. It's almost like whipped cream, but that is just basic milk. That's amazing. I'm now going to drizzle a little caramel on top. Look at that. Oh, yum. And that's my very favorite recipe with that caramel on top for a latte in the morning. Let's try it. That's amazing. Let's make another recipe. The Maestri House milk frother can also froth plant-based milks. This is a barista Oatly milk. In frothing plant-based milk, you always want to go for the milk that has the highest protein. That's one of the secrets of getting it the most frothy you can. And always, always start with cold milk of any sort. So I'm pouring it in, but I'm just going to do half the amount. I'm not going to make such a big latte this time. It's right above the minimum line. And into your Maestri House electric milk frother, and with the magnet frother blade right inside. I'm going to set it to the same settings I had before of the 160 degrees and the highest temperature on the latte. And on it goes. And I'm going to make a little less this time, but you get the understanding of how we have a little bit of espresso with the froth on top. That's amazing. When have you ever seen a plant-based milk that frothy? Wow, look at that. Like never before Maestri House Electric Milk Frother. But the proof is in the pudding, in this case, in the milk. I got a milk mustache. That's terrific. That's amazing. On to the chocolate milk. As a mom, I've always loved to give my kids chocolate milk or caramel milk at night. It is such a soothing thing for them to have. It's kind of like a dessert after dinner. So I'm cleaning out the milk frother because you always want to start with cold milk to froth. You don't want to burn out the machine or have a problem. So I do that every time. It just takes that amount of time. It's so fast. And this time, I'm not going to fill it up to max, and I'm not going to make it as frothy. You know, the kids want to get to the milk. And I'm going to pour milk into the same amount because you just kind of have to estimate how it's going to fill your cup. And that's pretty good for demonstration purposes. And I'm putting on the other attachment because I want it less frothy. And dunk her in. Close her up. And for kids, I want the temperature down to 120. If you wanted cold chocolate milk and just frothed, you would just keep it at this setting. That is just whatever the temperature of the milk came out of the refrigerator. That's what it's going to make you. But I want it warm, so I'm putting the temperature up to the next setting, which would be 120 degrees. That's perfect for kids. And I'm going to go middle of the froth. That's the high froth, that's no froth, and that's middle froth. That's the one I want. Let's go. I have chocolate syrup here, and I could have put the chocolate syrup into the jug, but I didn't want the jug to get too sticky, so I'm adding it now to my milk. I'm taking out the whisk. It's cool to the touch on top, but I could tell it's warm inside. And I'm pouring the warm milk into my glass. I want to add my chocolate right now, so I'm putting 1 teaspoon. That's been pre-sweetened. Oh yeah, that looks great. The deal is though, if your kids are going to be going to sleep, you don't want to overdo the chocolate. And now we're going to pour the rest of the milk in, and some of that froth is going to land on top. And look at how it settles into different layers. That's great. And just for fun, I'm going to drizzle a little more of that chocolate on top. Oh yeah. Doesn't that look great? Let's try it. That's amazing. That little foam on top makes you feel really special with your chocolate milk. Nothing like we used to make from the stove and serve. This is fast and easy. It just took a minute to make it to this degree, this temperature, and this frothiness. The kids are going to love to use this with you. Every time I use my Maestri House milk frother, I always clean it out really quick because you don't want any of that milk to sour. And so it's so simple. I just go like this. I don't even bother to put it in the dishwasher. You don't need to. Just 1 rinse with water, and you're done. And I give the exterior just a little swish with a paper towel and the interior, or just cloth. And look how clean that is, so fast. I'm really amazed at today's new technology and the R&D that Maestri House for their electric frother has done. It is a mainstay in my household now that I found out about them because I love the milk. The milk is always the best part of whatever drink I'm making. And to have it the texture and the frothing I like at any setting I want is really a miracle about how to have the best tasting milk-based drinks on the planet. Click the link below to get your Maestri House electric milk frother. I'm Rebecca Brand. Subscribe to my channel, ring the bell to get notified of my next video, and let's keep making great recipes in life. And today, it's endless recipes with froth milk. I'm gonna go have chocolate milk right now because I had my latte earlier. Time for a union break. If you like this video, I've got a lot more recipes and my coffee addiction right over there, and they'd all be great with this milk frother.